Hey, Fanboy Nation.
This is your pal Daffy Duck, and you're watching.
We're watching. You're watching Fanboy.
Fanboy,
etc.
Fanboy Nation.
I assume Tom.
It is always a pleasure to see Darcy and Tony, and this time together. Unfortunately, not in person this go around, but I am thrilled to talk to you about Sketch.
Thanks,
Hey, Darcy, you've got such a great speaking voice, Darcy.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, well, I do some college and minor league sports announcing, so
That's right.
right.
Yeah.
yeah. But congratulations on Sketch. You know, I'm a big wuss when it comes to horror, so this like family horror goosebumps level of
Yeah.
comedy is like,
Mm.
The perfect.
my level of scare.
Great.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, with you.
Yeah.
I do not like horror because I'm kind of like, oh, I'll watch CNN and be just as freaked out. So this to me is in that Goonies character category where
Yes.
it's like just a fun
A
ride.
thrill. I'm the same, and I wish I liked horror. I keep trying and I keep failing, and I think it's not for me.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, but this is a nice. There's some definite jump scares in here.
mhm.
There really are. And the monsters themselves coming from the mind of an 11-year-old girl who just
Yeah.
lost his mother is even more terrifying.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. When you get a script like this and it's, a lost parent trying to move forward while still dealing with his realtor who wants to make the sale
Mhm.
and isn't necessarily the most compassionate person in this go around, Darcy. How do you guys find something like this and go, all right, this is something I really want to be a part of? Because we've seen so many different comedies, so many different dramas out there that have the premise of, the widowed or the widower parent
Mhm.
raising the children by themselves, and yet this plays upon that. Only it's a bit of a horror comedy with some great art.
Right. Yeah, this was all for me. The script read so clearly and fully, and I could see what it was. I laughed, I cried. There was a moment when a big blue monster appears that I was like pumping my fist. He even described the music that would be
Mhm.
played. Like it was such a clear script. I could really see the whole thing, and then knowing that it would be with Tony Hale was like this was just the easiest yes. So it and yeah, I think like what you're saying with there are some pieces that you think maybe you've seen a movie like this before, but then when you see the movie, you realize like how original and fresh and new this is.
Yeah.
I've never seen this movie before.
Yeah. And I think that's the word, that freshness of it. And just that kind of you're having a very grounded base of something we all go through. And this story has been told many times, but just mixed with this kind of supernatural component of like, what the heck? But not losing the grounded.
Yeah.
That kind of surprise of that contrast was what's exciting to me.
Me too.
And then Taylor raising his daughter and his son asking for a covenant, trying to make
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
that they have some sort of even ever stronger bond than a promise.
right.
Yeah.
Give me a
It's
covenant.
like real parents sitting there going, when did I start raising a 35-year-old who's 11?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I love that, like, even like him asking me questions about House Hunters. You're like,
Right.
what is going on? Why are
how
you
do
watching
know
House
this?
Hunters?
I know it's so real. It's so real.
And like with your nieces and nephews and my daughter, they're always throwing stuff out at us that we're just like, what?
How do you know
I
that?
know. Exactly. And then we're like, oh, there's an internet.
Yes. Yesterday, I talk about my nieces a lot, but yesterday my sister told me that my niece said, oh dang, she said something, and my sister said, what did you say? And by the way, she's 3.5. She said, it's a phrase. Just it's a phrase, Mom. This is
Oh,
and she
okay.
was like, how do you know phrase?
Yeah.
Right. Whereas we had an encyclopedia that we had to, run around the house
Yeah.
trying to find.
Yeah,
We had the library kids.
that's right.
It's a big building with books.
Yeah.
But, Seth's writing is so realistic and the conversations are not made up for a sci-fi film. They are grounded in reality just with this absurd component of sketches coming to life. When you work with somebody like Seth, because there's always that apprehension of first-time director with his feature. He's done several shorts, but this is a feature.
Yeah.
There's that apprehension. But now that you have the script and you see what he's really going for, does that make it a lot easier in going into the project?
Well, Darcy's mentioned this, that he had done a short film which showed, because you're right, first time directors, you don't really,
With such a
sometimes
big contract.
yeah, exactly, you know how it's going to work out. and I had been a fan of his other work, so I did have that, and we both had that faith of like, oh, this guy knows what he's doing, and in feature form, it's going to be even stronger.
Yeah. Yeah, somehow it is definitely a scary thing a scary and exciting thing to work with a first-time director or a first-time writer. And usually maybe the smart thing would be like a little quiet indie where you can just sort of like
Yeah.
play around, and this is like, oh, we're gonna make a gigantic
Monster
monster
movie.
movie. But he just is so competent and confident and
Yeah.
knows what he's doing. I really never doubted it. I really never doubted it.
And you had a lot of faith coming into it, which was a gift to us.
Yeah, good, good, good. It was easy.
So then this begs the question, since this is coming from the mind of a child, what scared you as a child?
The world.
I was so scared. I was like I would sleep in my parents' bedroom on the floor
Same.
like way later than I should have.
They're still in your bed.
Yeah.
Strange.
I got to get back to them.
Okay.
They're waiting.
Um, I was not a fan of horror movies. I don't know if you were.
No.
But I think the last one I saw was Nightmare on Elm Street,
Yeah, I saw
and
that one
that
too.
pretty much
Yeah.
cinched the deal to stop.
There was a lot of like 80s movies that had a particular tone that are very beloved by people in my generation, like that absolutely freaked my brain. It was like The Neverending Story and Labyrinth and this sort of like,
Halloween, all
yeah,
that stuff.
even like the horror movies I knew I couldn't do, but
Oh,
sort of like in between
yeah.
that just Willow, like I wanted to like them, but they were so scary to me.
Yeah.
I should revisit.
But I remember even going to friends' houses because they would have like people together, like, let's all watch this. And then you couldn't leave.
I know.
And I think I must have just looked at the couch or
Totally, just
something because
dissociated. I know, you're just
it
kind of
was too hard.
you're looking at the corner of the TV. You're like,
Yeah, I'm watching.
this
I'm
is
watching.
good. I'm scared of that. This is so fun. Pass the
I
popcorn.
just ate.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time today. It's been a great pleasure chatting with you again. Hopefully next time we'll do this face to face.
Yes.
Remind everybody about the release day for Sketch.
August 6th. Go see it. It's so wonderful.
See it in the theater.
Yes.
Big old family. Have fun. Eat
Yes.
popcorn.
Yes.
Enjoy your life.